finished at least one project and thought, let's never do it that way again? When a project doesn't go as planned, or the execution of the project isn't ideal, it actually can create a goldmine of insight, but only if you take the time to capture it. Today, we're talking about how to build a meaningful lessons learned process into your projects, so your future self and your team can work smarter, not harder. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Katie Linder, a certified project manager, change manager, and coach who works full-time leading and supporting teams in higher education. On this channel, I offer real-world examples of how project management translates into the higher ed environment. If you're looking for ways to use project management tools and skills, both professionally and personally, to bring more ease to your work and life, you're in the right place. In this video, we're exploring the concept of lessons learned, a tool that often gets skipped at the end of projects, but that can be one of the most valuable parts of the project lifecycle. In project management, lessons learned are the insights your team gathers after a project ends. This process can help answer questions like what went well, what didn't go as planned, and what should we do differently next time. It's important to keep in mind that completing a lessons learned process is not just about identifying mistakes. It's more about continuous improvement and learning from the positive components of a project as well. Lessons learned can be especially impactful in higher education projects because they often include complex approval structures, cross-functional teams, and long timelines with multiple phases. All of these components can make it easy to forget what worked or didn't by the time you start your next initiative. Capturing lessons learned helps to reduce repeated mistakes, shorten ramp-up time for future projects, and build institutional knowledge, especially in environments with high staff turnover. To gather lessons learned effectively, you don't need a complicated process. Here's a simple, scalable approach. First, schedule a debrief meeting right after project closeout, while everything's still fresh. Invite key contributors, faculty, staff, student workers, or partners who played a role in the project. Depending on the scale and scope of the project, you might need to host a couple different debrief meetings to collect everyone's insights. At the debrief meeting, use a few guiding questions. What worked really well on this project? Where did we experience challenges? What would we change or do differently next time? What tools or practices were most helpful to us? It's important to encourage honesty and reflection in this conversation, but not blame. Alternatively, you can also send out a short survey if live meetings aren't feasible. Once you've gathered your lessons learned, you'll want to document them. Keep it simple. A shared doc or folder is fine. Next, you can organize the lessons by theme, such as communication, scheduling, tech tools, stakeholder engagement, etc. Once they're documented and organized, you'll want to share the lessons learned with others who might run similar projects. And lastly, you can also reference them before launching your next project. The goal is to turn those insights into action, not just archive them. Let's look at a quick example. Imagine your office hosts a Student Success Summit each year. After the most recent event, you gather feedback and learn that registration opened too late. The keynote speaker had tech issues, and the breakout sessions were a hit and need more time next year. Instead of reinventing the wheel each year, your team now has a checklist of what to improve and a better plan for next time. Integrating a lessons learned process into your projects doesn't have to be time-consuming, but it does need to be intentional. It's one of the easiest ways to build a feedback loop that improves your work over time. Have you tried a lessons learned process in your projects? I'd love to hear what worked for you. Drop your ideas in the comments below. And if this video gave you something to think about, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss future videos on practical project tools for higher education contexts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.